Can you think of something that you've also picked up that's a simple idea, another one-liner? Who wants to go first with this one? Steve.
One that's been very helpful for me is that your confidence equals your competence. So if you do your homework and really know what it is you're talking about, you're going to be extremely confident when you're talking to people.
Okay. Greg?
Sure. Do what you say you're going to do. That's one of my principles that I live by. And it's the lack of following this that has caused so many of my own personal failures, and maybe some of you here in the room this afternoon. And what happens when we don't do what we say we're going to do is we end up with should've, would've, and could've, and ultimately regret. And one of the things that I would recommend, and that I try to do each day when I start my day off, is make a list of the things I'm going to do, make sure I'm actually executing those, so that I can be as effective as possible.
Anybody else?
I heard it yesterday up here. Somebody mentioned this, so it's, there's nothing new under the sun. A lot of these ideas have been around for a long time, but coming here, we get to hear them again and get reminded. But somebody yesterday said that if you want to explain a concept to somebody, you need to be able to explain it as if a 6-year-old could understand. And it's the same thing what you said, Caroline. And so what I try and do is when I'm explaining concepts to people, I try and explain it so that it's not that they're unintelligent, but if you can explain it to a 6-year-old and they understand it, then any of your clients and prospects should be able to get it.
I was just going to say that one thing I took away from a meeting early on that was fantastic, it's really simple. You spend a little time every day just being totally honest with yourself about what you're doing. Be totally honest with yourself. Did I really do what I was supposed to do today? Because I think you'll find that all of your problems lie in the fact that you probably didn't see enough folks.
And again, another great piece of advice is never stop doing what got you to MDRT in the first place. We've all learned great ideas and we've all thought, oh, I can move on now. Just make sure the production's done and it's in the bag before we do it. Okay. Steve, I understand making a to-do list is pretty high on your priority list.
Yeah, I mean, as Taylor was just saying, a to-do list seems like one of the most fundamental things you can do. But I find that if at the end of the day, I can just simply make a list of the 5 most important things that I need to do tomorrow. And I put them in the order of the most important thing because it's inevitable that at some point I'll get an interruption from a coworker or a family situation or just clients will call unexpectedly and I might lose my focus. So if all I ever get done is that number 1 item on the list, then if my day falls completely apart, I know that I have done the most important thing. And of course, if you're lucky enough to get through all 5 things, then you can call your list a to-done list, which is my favorite kind.
And Jesse, you're passionate about music, your membership and this whole business. Why is passion so important in your daily life?
Well, I believe that passion is really putting your whole heart, mind, body, and soul into something that you really, really believe in. And, I really take that word passion and I break it apart and I say, what's that P stand for? Could it stand for purpose, having the right purpose? Could it stand for having the right priorities? Could it stand for being persistent? And then we take that letter A. That letter A is very important to me because it's having the right attitude. Having that, and putting that attitude into action. So those are things that I really think about. Then we talk about the double S in passion. It's sincere effort. It could be just being, sincerity is very, very important. And following through. Then we talk about the I. It's about having integrity. It's about, just being there. The O is about maybe learning how to overcome obstacles, and overcome objections. And the N is never stop dreaming, never give up, and always live in the now.
Well, we saw your passion up on that stage this morning.
Thank you,
You
Carol.
were great.